and welcome to my channel Fern's Life. I hope you all are doing well and are happy and safe with your families. As you could have read from the title, I'm going to be sharing in this video about my pre-pregnancy journey. So basically I'm going to talk to all of you and share my experiences of what all I went through before I got pregnant. As you all would know, probably I am around 8 months pregnant. I'm due next month. So I thought this is the best time to share what I went through and how my journey was before I got pregnant. So I hope all of you are interested, and if yes, then please do watch the rest of the video. I would really like it that you guys are with me watching this and hearing my experience. But before I start, I just want to quickly also add a very big thank you to all the people who have supported me so far, who've subscribed to my channel, who are constantly watching my videos, commenting on my videos. I really appreciate all your love and support. I really like when you guys comment. That really shows what you guys are interested in, whether you all liked the video, and it's a great place to connect with each other. So if you all like anything in the video, please comment. I would really like to connect with all of you from there. And also do let me know what type of videos you all would like to see. I just take the camera and I shoot and I share with all of you what we do as a family, what we eat as a family, what we are, basically anything and everything, just the real picture, nothing fancy. I'm not sure if that's what you guys like to see, but in case there's any specific thing that you all would want to know, then please share in the comments. Let me know how I can be better, how I can improve, as this is how I've just started off. So do let me know what all you all think. And on that note, for all those people who have constantly supported me, I would like to start this video by sharing with you how my experience was before I got pregnant. Now, this video is very dear to me because, in fact, this was one of the first video ideas that I had thought of before I wanted to start YouTube. I was thinking, what sort of videos can I make? And then I realized I'm pregnant, so why not start with sharing with all of you how my pregnancy journey is, and then take it from there, as this would be a new phase of life that I'll be entering in. And it just so happened that I started sharing random vlogs, which you guys have definitely liked. But this is the main thing. This is why I wanted to start YouTube. So this video is very special, where I'll be sharing with you my personal experience, ups and downs, everything that I went through to get pregnant, and hopefully it helps you or inspires you in some way. So I've made a note of the list of events that I went through. So I'll be constantly looking at my book just to make sure that I don't miss out on anything. I'll start this video without taking much of your time. So let's start with when it started. So when did I think of getting pregnant? So it was around the year 2019 when we actually, as a couple, me and my husband, thought that let's go for another baby. Why 2019? That's because I was also pursuing my graduation, being a working mom. So Sophie, who my daughter, I have an 8-year-old daughter already. So she was with me, and at the same time I was trying to pursue graduation. That's a whole another story of how my graduation journey was being a mom. I think I should make another video on that. But talking about the pregnancy part of my life, around 2019 I was about to finish my graduation studies. I was supposed to appear for my last year, so I thought this is the best time when I have completed one part of what I was focusing on in life. Let me now start a second phase. So in 2019, when we decided, like when the year started, say January, February, or the first 3 months, we tried to conceive, but it didn't work out. We were not able to, I wasn't able to get pregnant. So what we did is, around the month of April, I visited a gynecologist, and the OBGYN who I was consulting with told me to basically gave me some meds and said that, these are the meds, these are the times, these are the days when you guys should try for basically try to get conceive. So we did everything that the doctor had suggested, and April, May, I think around 2-3 months, there was no results. So we were wondering why, and I was honestly thinking that, oh, this would be a piece of cake. I got pregnant once, I'm already a mom, so the second one shouldn't be a problem. But things didn't work out according to my expectations. I was wondering why, but I was just going by what the doctor said. And when she realized that after all the meds and after everything that she's been suggesting is not working out, we reached a stage where we had to do a follicle study. Now, this follicle study, I'm not sure if some of you all may be aware of, but it is a lengthy procedure. It basically requires me to do sonographies every couple of days to understand when the egg is formed, when I am able to conceive, when is the right time, so all of that stuff. So the follicle study that I was basically being a part of didn't happen only once, it happened multiple times. So it required me for one follicle study to go to the hospital to do sonographies every couple of days, so where they track the cycle, they track when the egg is fertile, when is the right time to conceive, all of those things. Now, let me also add that this place where I was going to do all these checks was not close to my home, so it was on the way to work. It takes me around 1.5 hour to reach my workplace, and this particular hospital which I was dealing with was on my way to work, so that required me to spend another hour and a half at the hospital and then change my route and basically go towards work. So it just, and also at the same time I was studying. So I remember sitting for my appointment and waiting when my name would be called out with a book in my hand, so all of those things happened. But utilizing that time for even my studies, so all of those things happened. And we did multiple follicle studies to understand what's happening, but nothing seemed to work. We didn't we followed everything that the doctor said, but for some reason we were not able to conceive. So I really started to feel bad, and I was feeling like, why is this happening to me? I was thinking, why? I mean, I did it once, so what's the problem? What is stopping me? Even the doctor couldn't tell what was stopping me. And I remember watching other ladies who were pregnant, and I used to always wonder in my mind, when will this happen to me? When will I get pregnant again? When will I become a mother again? Like, at that point of time in life, that was like, if anyone has to even ask me, what is it that you want the most? It is me being a mother again. That was like my very first answer. That's how much I wanted to prioritize this part of my life. But for some reason, it just wasn't happening. And I, a lot of times, used to cry whenever I used to, uh, in a month, if in case I missed my periods, I used to do a test and I used to wonder, oh, it's not positive, it's negative. And I used to feel so bad that why is the case, what is happening, what's stopping me. I used to constantly pray to God, and I used to, think, is this some sort of like, like, have I done anything wrong for me to go through this now? Why am I not getting what I want? And I used to wonder, like, there were a lot of times when I used to feel so sad and low in life. I, at the same time, also believed that yes, God will give it to me, and I thought I should just trust His ways and, just leave it up to Him, think what He feels is best, and let Him decide. But a lot of times I was like, I don't know. I was just wondering what's happening. Anyways, so all of that happened. The entire 2019 went into doing different checks, going through different medicines, going through different tests, but nothing fruitful turned out. Now 2020 started. It was the month of Jan, and I missed my periods. And when I did a test, it turned out positive. So I was so happy. I was thinking, this is the time when I think this is like a Christmas gift, a New Year gift that God has given me. And I was so, so delighted, so happy that I finally got what I wanted. But then what happened is, so every year in the month of February, we go to this shrine, which is an infant Jesus shrine in Nashik, and it obviously requires a lot of traveling. So the entire day, practically the entire day, goes into traveling, around 3-4 hours journey going and 3-4 hours journey coming back. And we usually take a bus. So I remember in the year 2019, when I had visited the shrine, I had prayed to infant Jesus, and I had asked infant Jesus in my prayers that, give me another little baby, and I would really love to become a mother again. So now in 2020, when I became a, when I got to know, I got the news in Jan that I am pregnant, I thought, let's just go there, pray to, and say thank you. So I wanted to make this trip and basically just say thank you, because I remember praying there the very same time last year. like the year prior to that. So we went, and I don't know, the journey was so rough that because of that journey, when I reached home, I lost the baby. So I went through a miscarriage, and it was a very sad time where I felt, what did I do? I got something and I did not take care of it, or what happened? I really wanted to go there and say thank you, but at the same time, did that cost me lose the baby? And I went through a miscarriage, and that was so tough and so bad, and I cried a lot when I went through that. And I was just feeling so sad that I got it finally after a year of waiting, but still nothing, even that went away from me. So anyways, I kept the hope in God. And I know I'm referring to God a lot, because He was definitely the one who gave me the strength, who made me think positive, and who made me look forward, and just believe in Him and leave everything onto Him. So that's what I did. I left it onto Him, and I was like, whenever you feel is the right time, let's do it. But at the same time, I really wish I had a baby. I wish I become a mother again. I wish I get pregnant again. So, March 2020, as we all know, we had the lockdown. And because of that, a lot of times I wasn't able to get in touch with my doctor. Since she was not staying close to me, I had to speak to her over the phone, but she wasn't available on the phone either. So things started to get difficult for me. I'm thinking, now what do I do? I was constantly under her guidance, following what she said. Now, how do I do that? Because I'm no longer being able to get in touch with her. And I think that was March, April. Around May, I learned about another OBGYN who has a clinic near my home. So I thought, let's just visit this doctor, because I'm anyways lost contact with the doctor who I was dealing with. And let me visit this new doctor, and maybe things might change. Maybe if I do things differently, I might probably see some results. So I visited her in the month of May, with the intention of us wanting to have a baby. And she said okay, and I gave her a background of all the history and everything that I went through. And I don't know what to say, but she asked me if I missed my periods, and I said yes. And she did a test, and the test turned out positive. So basically, when I went there to visit her and to consult her, it turned out that I was already pregnant. And I was like, okay, this is great news. And I was very happy, obviously. I'm like, okay, I'm pregnant again. Great, I'm so happy. And she was like, so there's nothing that I need to do, basically. Let's just go on with your pregnancy, and let's see how we can take things further in terms of health. But what happened in the month of June? Another miscarriage. So another miscarriage happened in the month of June, and I was feeling so bad about it. It happened twice to me in the same year, and I was I was so brokenhearted. I'm like, why? Something that I want has come to me, and now I've lost it. I've lost it because of what? I couldn't understand why. So this doctor did some studies over what my condition was, and then realized that what I was going through was a blighted ovum. So this blighted ovum condition that I have been going through was such where I get pregnant, everything happens naturally. The G sac is formed for the baby to grow, but there is no baby. And that's what that medical condition is called, blighted ovum. There is no baby, and because of which, or there is a baby but it doesn't grow well due to some sort of genetic deformities, which is why the body wants the baby to just leave your body, and that's what gets you to get go through miscarriage. So this is what had happened. So as I was saying, the second time when I got pregnant, it was a sad story again, because it didn't work out. I lost the baby again, and I'm feeling, there were times when I was pregnant, like the moment I understood I'm pregnant, I started talking with the baby, because I was like, I was waiting for you and you took such a long time to come in me. And then when I lost the baby, I used to feel so bad. I used to be like, okay, you're no longer with me. I don't know what God's plans are. And the second time it happened, the same thing happened. I was like, okay, you've chosen me as your mom. I'm so happy that you decided to stay, but no, that didn't work out. So as the doctor explained to me, it was a case of blighted ovum that I was going through. I just didn't understand what's the cure. There is no cure. It's just you need to, if it's not growing well, it's not growing well. It has to leave your body, and it leaves your body, and that's when you experience miscarriage. I remember when I was going through the second miscarriage, the doctor messaged me continuously in the night just to check if I'm mentally okay, because I was holding on to my husband's hand on the sofa while we were sitting, and I was, continuously crying, and I was like, why is this happening? Why are we not able to get a child? I so want to be a mother again, but it wasn't working out, and I didn't know what to do. I was feeling so bad about the whole situation. I was feeling, why me? At the same time, I know I had to have my faith in God. I had to keep telling, checking with him and asking him, what is it? Why? And I knew he is going to answer my prayers. He's always answered my prayers, but maybe it's not the right time. But constantly, like almost 1.5 year now, and things are not working out. And why? Why me? It just gave me that, mentally it was taking a toll on me, and I just somehow put myself together because I was already a mother. I had another child. I had a child with me who I had to take care of in a happy way, in a happy mood. So I couldn't cry in front of her. I couldn't tell her what I'm going through. And she was sensible enough. She was around 7, 8 years old. So yeah, I mean, it was a really, really sad phase. Anyway, so that was the month of June. What this doctor suggested was that you guys do not uh, go forward for conceiving. Take a 3 month gap. So that's what we did. We took a 3 month gap, and after that, uh, after the 3 months were over, we then, once the doctor said that okay, now it's safe to try again, we tried again, and finally I was able to get pregnant. And when the result showed that it's positive, I was so happy again, but I controlled that happiness. I didn't want it to, like, hold on to that a lot, because I mean, I didn't want to show it all, because of all that I went through. I mean, I really wanted this baby to hold on to me, and I wanted to hold on to this. I couldn't even tell this to Sophie because I feared, if I tell my daughter that I'm pregnant and then later on tell her we lost the baby, it's definitely going to make her feel bad. So and I wouldn't be able to explain to her what happened, why. So all of those things went on in my head. I didn't tell anybody. It just kept it within me, and I was just praying continuously till it's the safe time I will. In fact, even in my first and second pregnancy, I really didn't tell anybody, but it happened where the very next month I had to lose the baby. But the third time when I got pregnant in 2020 itself, I was just so happy, but at the same time trying to pray and ask God for making sure that everything goes well. And I think everything did go well, and here I am. I'm 8 months pregnant. I'm due in July. I'm going to be delivering this baby next month. Hopefully, everything goes well, everything happens well. I need all your prayers and support, because of lately I've been feeling a lot of pressure. Doctor has asked me to take care, because we do not want a premature delivery. So the doctor has asked me to take care, and all I want is your support and prayers. So अच्छा होगा कि आप लोग सब pray and support me as well. I would really like that. And in all of this, okay, the entire journey that I just explained to you, what all I went through, I was very honest about the whole experience. One thing is for sure, which is, God has His own plans. God makes His own ways, ways that even we can't understand. I mean, it happened in such a way where I'm now able to take care of my health due to lockdown, as I have the option of working from home, as well as yeah, I mean, if I had to travel to work and if all this had to happen, I would have definitely been in a situation where I had to leave work a lot of times due to my health. But now I'm able to take care of my health as well as take care of my job. So it so happened, and it worked out in such a way where I think this was what God's plans were. From 2019, I've been trying. Nothing worked out. There were no answers. Sometimes I remember when I used to ask the doctor, why? So the doctor was like, sometimes it just works with the way God wants it to, Even the doctor didn't have an answer. So, there are stages in life where not everything can be treated with medicine. Even the doctor had no answer. And it was like only God would know what is going to happen. And it's so important to have our trust and faith in Him, because He's controlling everything, and He's the best. He'll obviously want the best for you. He gave me finally what I wanted, but it definitely made me doubt a lot. It made me think, why me? Is God punishing me? Did I do something wrong? Is this a punishment? Why am I not able to get something that I want so bad? But it worked out. And you know what used to happen? The worst part was, every time Sophie used to tell me, Mama, I want another baby brother or a baby sister, I used to tell her, pray to God, pray to God. And then she used to come to me, Mama, I'm praying to God, but nothing is happening, nothing is working out. Why like that? God is not answering our prayers. And I'm like, no, it is not like that. He is answering our prayers, and He will answer it at the right time. So I had to make sure even her faith is strong, and she believes that, this will work out. And believing in ourselves, believing in God that this will work out, things will work out, is a very big thing that motivates you, that keeps you positive, that makes you want to always look forward, and not think negative or not feel bad about the whole situation. So that was it, guys. I hope you all if it was inspiring enough, I hope it was helpful for all of you. And the message that I wanted to share was what I went through and how it made me strong in believing in myself, in believing in God, that things will work out for the better. So I just wanted to end this video with this message that, if it worked out for me when I was at a stage when I was so negative and so heartbroken, and things worked out, and now we are happy, we are looking forward to giving birth to this baby, bringing this baby into the world. So I'm sure if you are going through a similar situation, things will work out for you as well. So to have faith and believe in God always. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and just listening to the video till the end. I'll see you all very soon in my next video. Thank you so much for all your time. Bye.